असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्माम् अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge, and from this limited mortal existence to the true immortal existence. So we shall, before I proceed, do you have any burning questions that you would like to ask? Some question that you have, even if it is not burning, uh, you can ask, because at the end, then not much time remains. So let us begin with questions. Hmm. Do you have any questions? You don't have, but somebody else might have. Hmm. Any questions? Yes, Cream.
I have a question about what role awareness, or what people call mindfulness awareness, has in eradicating the I-ness in a person.
It has a big role in one type of discipline, one type of spiritual practice. This mindfulness plays a very big role. That when mindful means you are paying full attention to what is at hand. You are not going about here and there. That is, be mindful of what you are doing, be aware of what you are doing. So, and then when you are aware of what you are doing, you become also conscious of what are the consequences of that action. And thus, what happens is that you go gradually to the awareness itself. From awareness of an object or awareness of something that is at hand, you move to awareness itself. So, when this practice of awareness means mindfulness uh, becomes constant, then the life also changes. Many of our wonderful swamis I saw, they didn't call it mindfulness. This is comparatively a modern word as taken from uh, this Tibetan Buddhism. Uh, so it is, but mindfulness, the word was not used by them, but they were putting full mind in whatever work they were doing. And thus, same thing would happen when they are meditating. So it becomes a kind of meditation, full concentration on what you are doing. There is a difference that whatever we like, the mind gets concentrated on that automatically. But that cannot be actually called mindfulness, because something that you really don't like, what about that? You have to do that also. So, transcending your likes and dislikes, whatever you do, focus fully on that. And thus, your mind becomes very disciplined. Whatever is to be done, it gets done with full attention. And the same thing then happens when you are meditating also. Your whole mind goes into meditation, and because whatever else you are doing, that also gets done like meditation, that concentration on that. They it is automatically you are doing what is called by Patanjali pratyahara, that other things are pushed aside. Only what is at hand, that is being done. All other things are pushed aside. And thus, mindfulness becomes very, very helpful. It is, we may not use the word mindfulness, but for every spiritual aspirant, it is told that be mindful of what you are doing. Be aware. Let it not be mechanical, but be aware of it, that you are doing this. It comes to your breathing also. Be aware that you are breathing. It is now we are not breathing. Breathing happens automatically. We are not aware that we are breathing, but breathe with that awareness. And thus, Swami Vivekananda says that when you breathe consciously with awareness of breathing, you will see you will not get any bad thought. Any unwanted thought will not crop up in mind at all. This is, and you can try. It is 100% true that no unwanted thought will enter us when we are consciously breathing. So, this is the efficacy of being mindful. In Yatishwarananda's that very celebrated book, Meditation and Spiritual Life, this point is mentioned without exactly using the word mindfulness. That be particular to do things at your hand, as if that is the whole thing is being done. So do it with full concentration on it. And everything that one takes up, then do it accordingly. So the powers of the mind are not wasted. It is taken up as the one thing to be done. And then the concentration of mind gets there. So gradually you see that the practice of seeing awareness itself, becoming aware of awareness, consciousness itself. Now there is this process is wonderful. It is the process of abstraction, like I am becoming conscious of this computer in front of me. I am becoming conscious of Atmagyanananji in front of me. I am becoming conscious of Mangesh sitting here. I am mm, aware of Pratibhaji sitting there. I am aware of all this. I am aware of the chair. I am aware of this table. I am aware of the kitchen. All. I am aware of that. I am aware of my thoughts. So now remove the object that you are conscious of. Remove the object. That is the process of abstraction. And then you come to what is known as, or what is called consciousness alone remains. Consciousness of A, consciousness of B, consciousness of D. Remove A, B, C, D, and you are left with consciousness. If you remember, that is how the little children, they are taught numbers. That okay, these are say four apples, same number of say oranges are kept, same number of say sticks are kept. Now 1, 2, 3, put the fingers, They are the closest. So you start learning counting with fingers. Even then, later on, also people start counting with fingers. Even meditation, that japam, also people uh, use that fingers to do the counting. So now, what happens there? That it is there is this apples, oranges, sticks, and other objects. You see one common aspect there. That common aspect gets called number four. So that is, we become so familiar with that we do not understand that the process of how the numbers came to us. It is like this, the understanding of number gradually evolves in us through the objects. That how many these mm, s- standard example given in, I think it was Bertrand Russell's book on that principles of mathematics, that it is that how many one shepherd said, my one goat is missing. All the goats that went out for, to the woods to graze, one is missing. How do you know that one is missing? He said, I have these so many pegs, and with each peg I tie one goat. So, as the goats pegs, now one peg is empty. There is no goat to tie to it. So that is how I deduce that one goat is missing. So this is the method of abstraction. Abstract the particulars and you are left with the general. So this is the wonderful process with mindfulness. Now you go take the next step, that remove the particulars, and then the consciousness alone remains. It is like that. So it does help. Any other question?
So that can be done with your eyes open. Right now, it can be done.
Yes, you can do it with eyes open. That day, Swamiji was explaining that meditation can be done with open eyes. It is not just with closed eyes. Otherwise, the meditation will be only for limited time. Mm. I remember our Sarvagatananji was asked by one of uh, the regular spiritual seekers there, uh, that can we do japam while driving the car? Actually, at that time, that lady was driving Sarvagatananji himself somewhere. Can we do japam while driving the car? He said, yes, by all means, but without closing the eyes. So it is. So one can meditate with open eyes for sure. It is very beneficial if we meditate with closed eyes and then with open eyes see the same divine. Mm. And then just think of that as divine. We were reading today Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. I think it was today's reading or yesterday's reading, I don't exactly remember. That everything wax, that so many this things are made of wax, a garden scene made of everything, all flowers, stems of the tree, leaves, all is wax. So they are different. This tree is different from that tree. The fruit is different from the leaf. All these are different things, but you are aware that all is wax. So, similarly, when we are seeing all the differentiation, we should be aware of God. This is all God manifesting in all these forms. This is true, friends. This is not just imagination. It is true that everything that we see is God in that form. Did Sri Ramakrishna not see like this? He sees everything like that. God, the Divine Mother, appearing like this. So, with open eyes, we can see that is God in that form. That's all. It is just God. Everything that doesn't go away anywhere, whether you give a form or whether you don't give a form. It is the same God there. So one can meditate certainly with open eyes. In fact, if we do not convert the closed eyes sitting meditation to open eyes working meditation, then our meditation is only say 5% of what the benefits it can give. It is when we do it open eyes. Swami Ranganathananji gave such a beautiful analogy that I love that. He said that when you are closing the eyes and sitting and meditating, you are as it were generating generating the spiritual awareness. And when with open eyes you do the work as service, then that very thing that you are generating or producing is getting distributed. Every factory has to have a distributor, isn't it? Otherwise, only production and nothing gets distributed. That factory will in no time be closed down. So there is the production part and there has to be the distribution part. So it is our behavior is that seeing divine in everything and behaving in that light with everybody, with everything. uh, that is the meditation with open eyes. Both have to be done. Uh, Please think of Holy Mother's life. It is such a beautiful demonstration, very useful demonstration that how everything is this meditation, perception of God in everything. So that is meditation of the highest order, actually. Any other question?
When you say God, you mean pure consciousness, pure awareness.
Yes, God is pure consciousness. It never becomes impure. Consciousness does not become impure, it becomes impure for a person with desires. That doesn't become impure. Our, our particularized awareness becomes impure. It is the God remains purity itself, Satchidananda. There is no change there. But when one sees, I have to use this letter, there are no exact words for describing these things because it is timeless and yet I am using word when referring to time, you see. So please forgive me for that. There is no alternative but to use such words. That very thing as individual becomes impure because of the desires. because of the break, because of I and mine. I and mine introduces the impurity in the perceiver, not in the thing itself. Yes, please.
Maharaj, so right now, what you're talking about is a mental exercise if I were to try, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm doing that, then if I'm removing the particulars and try to see what that awareness is or try to feel it, I have to put it on the form of the ishta that I'm trying to focus on. What will that mean? Like, because just awareness as it as is, I know I won't be able to.
You use information technology. You are a technologist, so you should be able to understand and explain it more. Like when you say chair, what is it? An information, isn't it? It is information that is in you, comes to you in the brain through all the organs. You are getting information. There is nothing like chair but information only. Mm. It is, everything is in that sense consciousness alone. It is information that is what you call chair. It is the you see that it is an object, a solid object, that is information. And that is why everything can be reconstructed by a computer, because it is just information. It is, that is why it is said, eh, if one alone, no production, no creation. Get two, and everything becomes. What is it happens in computer, all zero one zero one, yes no, yes no, yes no, current passes or current doesn't pass, and with that this whole universe can be generated by that. It is, you ask that Vittal, that so many just things like that can be produced by uh, because it is all is information, all is in Vedanta terms, all is Chit alone. It is all Chaitanya, Chit. It is that consciousness, Chit, or what he asked about awareness. You become, chair is. What is the meaning of it? You become aware of it. That is information that you have that chair. So it is this, if you want to call it mental exercise, yes, it is mental exercise. It is very good. By the exercise of the mind, you get the mind purified. So, as Sri Ramakrishna said, pure mind is same as pure Atman. It is a mental exercise. Purification of the mind is sadhana. Sadhana is getting the mind freed from all these desires. And then consciousness alone remains. It happens, it is that do not think that these things are as such there, that you are perceiving them, you become conscious of them. That is, if it is not, you don't become conscious, they are not there for you. For example, there may be many lot of that different types of virus and bacteria and all that are in the room. We don't see it, we don't become conscious of it. For us, they are not there. When you see something, it is there. And you may see something, somebody else may not see that. So it is therefore the one who sees, understands, becomes conscious of, for that person it is. So others do not perceive. Sri Ramakrishna could perceive those ghosts, uh, two ghosts when he was at Agormani Devi's that house. So the two ghosts, they said that, oh, don't stay here. We are getting very much troubled by your presence here. So now, so many others would be staying there. They won't have that sense. That sense. Many say, if I go to this place, there is so much purity in this. Now, say yes, it must be when you are sensing it. It must be, but this fellow I don't feel because I don't have that sensitivity. If you are sensitive to it, you will see because it is information. If you do not get informed about it, then it is not there. In Panchadashi, that discussion comes, isn't it, Maharaj? That if uh, that if a peacock is dancing in the forest but nobody is there to see, did the peacock dance there or not? Hmm. It is who is there to know? You see that there is that there is some explosion happened on the sun. Who sees? Who knows? It is you can say whatever about it because there is no awareness of it. So anything is only signifies you are aware of it. Very good. So shall we move to some other discussion, Maharaj? So this morning when the wonderful gospel reading was going on, that Sri Ramakrishna was telling about the attitude of people who really are not interested much in spiritualizing life. He speaks of four types of people: those who are uh, liberated from birth, always liberated, Nitya Mukta, Nitya Mukta. They never get bound. There are those who understand that they are bound and struggle to get liberated. They, some of them, by hard work, get liberated. Others are struggling, someday they would get liberated. There are others who are not even aware that they are bound. Baddha Jiva. That like us, we do not become aware that we are bound in this world. That is why instead of getting out of this bondage, we try to make the bondage nice. Let this world be made good. Instead of getting liberated from that, let us bring more education in this world. Let us remove all the poverty from the world. It is let the global warming be removed. Uh, so this is all what I mean. It is not that it should not be done, but what it is basically making the bondage nice. The prison will be there. You are in the prison, but the all those bars of your chamber, they are being painted nicely. What does it? Does it bring liberation to you? You still are rotting in the prison. That's it. This world that one is bound, we do not become aware that it is a bondage. And this is another type of jiva. So all this was going on, and he gives a nice example. Such people are learned also. Uh, some are very, very learned, and they keep on asking, "Is God real?" And God is not there at all. Some have read some Bhagavad Gita and say, why one should keep on repeating the name of God all the time? Bhagavad Gita says that at the time of death, if you take the name of God, you will get liberated. I will take the name of God that at the time of death. So, uh, therefore, I am going to read those verses from the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that why it is important to take the name of God all the time. It is okay, sounds very nice. Okay, now the death is far away. That is how an ignorant person thinks, that the death is far away. I am just 40 years old, and will be living for till I am 100. And these days, the uh, longevity is growing. So I may not die till I am 150. So why take the name of God from right now? I have many other things to do. When I am about to die, then I will utter the name of God, and then I will be liberated. So it is Sri Krishna Bhagwan, and the 8th chapter gives the logic behind taking the name of God all the time. So, so he begins how one should think of God. Hmm. Do not let any other thought come in you. Sarvadvarani sanyamya mano hridi niruddhya cha मूर्ध्नि आधाय आत्मनः pranam asthito yoga dharanam. So this is how one should sit for meditation. That sarva dvarani sanyamya. Again, Sri Ramakrishna's life gives such a graphic demonstration of this. Like all the doors are getting shut. So all the incoming, that inputs into all sensory organs, he would actually hear they are getting locked, cut. So the form or color is not getting entering into eyes. Nothing is entering in the ears. Nothing is sensed by the touch or taste or smell. All those are locked. Sarvadvarani. This is called the gateways, the doors. For us, this concept also is difficult to imagine because we don't have doors. The problem is we have just holes there. So things enter and go out. Usually, what needs to enter doesn't is not allowed to enter. What should not enter, that enters. So it is because it is the whole. The things come and the unwanted things enter. And do we not know it? Uh, See, sitting for meditation and all other pictures start coming in. Why? Because we have not shut the doors. The doors to learn to use all the sensory organs as doors. That is another way of understanding pratyahara. That otherwise they are just holes. No, there is a mechanism of closing the door is actually provided there. Actually provided there. Swami Vivekananda gives many analogies that suppose you are uh, deeply, listening to music. Very interested in music, deeply listening to music, and then some other sound comes, you are not aware of it. You don't know it at all because the concentration on that particular music piece blocked everything else. You do not become aware of other inputs. So at that time, as it were, the door to for getting in was shut. It is we have that. I mean, the doors have been provided, but we do not know how to close them consciously and open them consciously. For these doors, you know that how to do it. Uh, what, Isha? Suppose uh, you have outside your house door, somebody presses the doorbell, and then you go and look through the hole that a person with mask holding a gun is standing there. Uh, will you open the door? No. Hmm. And suppose you see Yogathmananda is standing out, you will most probably likely open the door, isn't it? Yeah. So it is. So it is they don't be, Yogatmananda is also a robber, but not with the appearance of a robber. It is. So, but uh, so you open the door for your friends, well wishers, good people, and do not open for those who are robbers coming with ill intentions. You keep that closed. So, all that coming through different organs, close. No, no entry. If something is beneficial, enter, open it. And thus one can meditate and concentrate. There is that very instructive incident in Swami Sardananda's life. He was there. You can see that room even now, that in Udbodhan, where he used to, for some time, he used to also live there. Uh, but always that was his office room. It is, he was once there writing Leela Prasanga, that monumental biography of Sri Ramakrishna. He was the general secretary of the order. Imagine how much work. He was also the chief caretaker of Holy Mother who was living there. And there were others also, some brahmacharis, swamis. Now something very funny happened, and everybody started laughing loudly, talking loudly, ha 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 ha, like so. It is, and then that Golap Ma, Holy Mother's attendant, there, the great devotee, she heard and scolded them left and right. Eh? Are you not ashamed raising your voice like that? Ah, there is Holy Mother here. There is Sharad Swami Sardanand. He is doing his works right there. Are you not even aware that you should not make such noise here? And Swami Sardananda heard it. and told Gulabma, don't worry, let them have some fun, let them make noise. I have told my ears, see what great, that doors can be used. I have told my ears, hear only that which is necessary, not other things. So that kind of control. So it is, one gets that using the our sense organs as doors. That is a spiritual practice. That is what it is told. Sarvadvarani sanyamya. So it is told, uh, Mano Hridi Niruddha cha. So, Murdhni Adhaya Atmanah Pranam, that you put all that, your attention in uh, mind should be merged in the consciousness. And then it is hold it there, and uh, the self is to be seen murdni, means at the highest point uh, in your awareness. It is technically called that the Sahasrara chakra of that Kundalini. Uh, and Asthito Yoga Dharanam. Now practice this yoga. And then Om Ityekaksharam Brahma Vyaharan Mam Anusmaran. This, that say Om and think of the meaning of Om. What is the meaning of Om? God. So Anusmam Anusmaran, thinking of me, keep on repeating the mantra, the Om. It is, and then do it. It is, and if you do like this, while you are doing it, Vyaharan Mam Anusmaran Yaprayati Tyajan Deha Sayati Paramam Gatim. Doing like this, when one uh, gives up the body, attains to the supreme stage, Paramam Gatim, the ultimate, that liberation, moksha, whatever you may say, becoming one with God, or what Kathopanishad says, Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam, one attains to that. So, and says then it is getting me, attaining to me becomes very easy. It is, many of us complain, oh, this spiritual path is very difficult, very difficult. Uh, so they ask, please suggest an easy path. Many times I see that suggest an easy path, the emphasis is on easy rather than on path. Something that is what human beings, that we cheat ourselves. Tell me something easy. And that is why those books, they get sold very fast. Uh, that Spanish, learn Spanish in 24 hours. Wow, easy. Uh, learn this Bharatanatyam in 1 month. It is, all such books are very, easy. And so, but what, when you get God realization easy, that also is told here, that ananya chetaha satatam yo mam smarati nityashah tasyaham sulabha partha nitya yuktasya yoginah. For such a person who is ananya chetaha, does not think of anything else. No need to think of anything else. What is there but God? Sri Ramakrishna tells about one Ramayat Panthi. One, not, he was not exactly Ramayat Panthi. A sadhu had come there, and then every day he would open a book and merge. He wouldn't show that book to anybody, a big book. Then Sri Ramakrishna got close to him, and then he said, "Okay, see the book." On Sri Ramakrishna says, on every page only Ram, Ram, Ram was written. Asked, why you have written Ram on every page? What is there? What else is there in the world? That is his awareness. So that is Ananya Chetaha. There is nothing. Actually, there is nothing else in the world. It is like all the waves that you see rising on the ocean. It is all water. Is there a wave that is not water? So when you get that awareness, everything gets actually God in different forms. So it is, and Yo Mam Smarati keeps on remembering Nityashaha always. Ah, not on Sunday 1 hour, no, Nityashaha. Yeah, our sometimes one feels, oh, I did my that 108 times repetition of mantra. Takes 10 minutes. Now I can do whatever I want. Then it is not Nityashaha. That I tell this repeating 108 times is that you must do. It is like a credit card, that there is some minimum payment that you have to make. Otherwise, you will be subjected to fines. So, but that doesn't remove your debt. It is you have to do it nityashaha always. So that is what is needed. So and then tasyaham sulabha partha. Then for such a person, realizing me is so easy. So then he uh, tells that look. Uh, Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartinorjuna. I'm not going into the technicalities of it, but everything they again and again get reborn. Again and again they have to take birth because they are not liberated, bound again and again. So they have to, it is just releasing from one body. The prison term is still there, not over. The fellow is has gone out just for a little time on parole. Then the life term is still there. It is. So one has to get liberated. How? That Mam upetya tu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. When you come to me, O Kaunteya, then there is no rebirth for you. Mm. So then it describes the time that the yugas and all that, we will skip that. Then it says that, see, it is the that it is Yeah, it is a verse before that. Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Here it comes Antakale. That is why that person says, why should I keep on repeating the name of God now? At the time of death, I will remember. As if you have the freedom at the time of death to remember. You will not even think of it. Sri Ramakrishna gives many, many such examples. What would happen to you? You would keep on thinking about your these. He says, look at my wife and my children. What will happen to them if I die? They will actually heave a sigh of relief. Finally, it is so. It is. but this person keeps on thinking about that. What will happen to this money? And you can see these examples. Not that it is on now also everywhere you see the examples. So it is. Uh, so he says the rule is yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tameveti kaunteya sada tadbhav bhavitah. So that is how you, whatever you are thinking at the time of death, you get the new birth according to that. And therefore there are the stories that is mentioned in today's reading, that Jada Bharata story, that fellow became a deer. So because he kept on thinking all the time about that little deer, and then when died, the thought of deer became uppermost and thus died. Then it is, and after saying this, says Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Ma Manuspara Yuddhacha. Therefore, all the time keep on thinking of me. Master psychologist that Sri Ramakrishna was, and Bhagwan Sri Krishna was. Immediately he sensed that, I said, at the time of death, you utter my name and you will get liberated. So, what a weak human being thinks, Yogathmananda thinks, that right now I don't have to. At the time of death, I will take the name of God and that will solve all the problems. No, all the time keep the name, because when you the time of death will come, you don't know. All the time, therefore, keep on repeating the name of God. Why all the time? Because death can catch you any moment, without giving a warning that okay, it will come after 10 days. No, it is, you can die any moment. A very sad incident happened in Providence many years ago, but I have not forgotten that news. It is, a young man. He heard that his father is unwell to the extent that he is admitted to the ICU in the hospital, and so he was somewhere in California or far away somewhere. He took a flight, landed in Providence, took a rental car to quickly go to see his father there in the hospital. But on the way, he met a crash and died himself there. So, see, now was going to see his ailing father, could not reach there. Before that, the death caught him. Who knows when one will die? It is Kabir Das says, very nice, that we wonder how this person died, what caused. The coroner has to give a cause of death. Hmm. Is anybody asking the cause of living? Uh, he says it is wonder that the fellow is alive, not a wonder that the fellow died. It is, he gives the analogy that there is this, our life is like a bird, and this is a cage. This cage has 9 doors, and all the 9 doors are kept wide open. Now, what is they wonder, if the bird flies away is not wonder. How the bird is staying there, that is the wonder. So, therefore, dying is not as much a wonder as living. How one is living, who knows? So, therefore, Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmara. But then how shall I do my other works? Yuddhacha. Do your all your activities remembering me. Do your duty and remember me. So this is what is to be done. Otherwise, we become lazy, complacent. At the time of death, I will say, right now, let me spend time seeing that idiot box and that, yeah. So let us kick out that complacent attitude. Okay, then, thank you, friends. This was my last day uh, here, and last, yeah, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Uh, how much I don't know. Should I be thanking you for the wonderful hospitality rendered to me by all of you, led by Swami Atmagyanananda ji. Uh, it is always a joy to be here. You have all kept this center uh, with functioning with all enthusiasm, and may Thakur Ma Swamiji guide you to keep on doing this. Let us do all the Thakur's work and keep repeating the name of God. Jai Thakur, Jai Maha, Jai Swamiji.